So here we are back in my studio, La Tromba, and Dirk is still here with me, and we're still trying to figure out how long we're going to make this trill at the end of the Steuart's second movement. But I'd like to do the whole thing.
Okay.
Let's do it again, huh?
Let's do it.
And the nice thing is, a lot of people don't know that you can play a piccolo trumpet together with a soprano saxophone, and it really works very well. I think it's marvelous. Thank you very much. So
You're welcome.
I think we'll organize a concert where we start the first part with what they call early classic, or some call it Baroque, but it's not really Baroque, it's the wrong meaning. But and in the end play maybe some improvised jazz. Huh? So let's start with, this is called Andante. The movement is Andante, and this is Dirk Rumig. Dee-dum, dee-dum, dee-one. Nice cadenza, nice cadenza. If he does a short cadenza and I do a higher cadenza afterwards, it has a nice effect of a dialogue, even in the cadenza. It's not original, of course. So let's play the third to last bar. That's the effect. Great, great. So you, it was a lot of kind of an interruptus there because you weren't finished with your cadenza, but
It doesn't matter.
no, it still worked. The whole idea is that as a trumpet player, you have to make sure you have enough air to have the compression to be able to play a high note. The less air you have in your lungs, the more difficult it is to make, or more strenuous it is to make the compression that's necessary. The more air that you have in your lungs, the easier it is to play a high note. Like the high note I played it in this cadenza was a sounding E. Now it's easy if I try to play the note, and a lot of people don't understand that playing a high note, they say auf dem Kopf or directly or just spot on, it's not as difficult as one thinks because you start with a full lung capacity. It's just a question of knowing how much tension you need in the face to counteract the pressure of the mouthpiece, to tighten up the skin of the lip, and the air. So sort of like releasing the clutch on a very, very powerful car so that you don't kill the motor and still don't turn the wheels, like in a dragster. Anyway. So you don't pinch the lips or anything like that by using too much pressure. It's always a question of equilibrium, pressure from inside and pressure from outside. And I was speaking to a young saxophonist yesterday about the necessity of a saxophonist, like any wind instrument. I used to play saxophone myself, by the way, of making sure that you take more air in so that you don't have to push the air, you just can release it. This is really the difference between a lot of the time classical and jazz saxophone playing, is that a classical saxophonist does not force the air unless he's playing extremely loud. Whereas a jazz saxophone players often don't breathe deep enough. And that's why I used to teach breathing techniques for your former teacher, Leszek Sadlo, at the conservatory here. He was very happy for me to have me do that. Also, the trombone teacher, Richard Robley at the time, was very happy that I was talking about rudimentary breathing for wind instruments, not only for classical players, but also for just instrumentalists of all kinds of music. So now let's try the first movement a little bit of this. This is the Gottfried Steuart concerto in F major, originally for probably 2 oboes or violins, I don't know. But after the introduction, the second player, or the part B, starts at letter B alone, and I come in on the 5th bar, you see?
Okay.
So I usually play with a little bit of accent here, but and hold the notes through, so you get the idea of ba dee dee da dun dun da. But as you like, I would like to. The saxophone has got to approach this from his own perspective. Okay, now can we play it faster than that?
Yeah, of course.
And the thing is, you see dots there, and this is already wrong, because what really important is to hold the notes out.
Okay.
Ba dee dee, bop bop bop, and then short. What's better? Do you have a good feeling
better.
about that too?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Okay, let's do a little bit faster though. 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two, 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 three. Oh, great. It's a great joy for doing this with you. Yeah, that's fun, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it sounds very good for anybody who's never tried this soprano, saxophone, and piccolo trumpet. It might be also because I have this wooden bell, but it's not so aggressive as maybe a piccolo trumpet might often be. The American concept of the piccolo trumpet is much brighter than I think the European. And also the old Selmer piccolo trumpets had a much more conical bell. I have a bell here that might be comparable, that it was made for me in Milan. I have it for another trumpet, but basically I can take this bell off here, and I don't know if it's the right length. Yeah, it might work. Let's hear. You can see that this bell is much more conical than a standard piccolo trumpet bell.
Yeah.
Much more. You can see the conicality of the bell. You know, the flare is much more beveled and feminine. Let me just try that. May I? Yeah?
Of course.
Thank you. And I think it's speaks more to the kind of bell that you have on a saxophone also.
Yeah,
it's more conical all the way, right? So there's quite a difference in the projection of the sound with the metal. It's a very interesting. Oh, the door has been rung. What time have we got, Dirk?
We've got exactly 12:30.
Okay, well then we got Daniel Delgado coming to the door exactly at 12:30. I got these great musicians. I got these great. Hi, Hi, Danny.
Hi.
We got these great musicians. We're just talking about how everybody comes exactly
Hey,
on
hello.
time. Everybody, this is Daniel Delgado. You've seen him in earlier YouTubes. And this is, of course, Michael Albert filming you. Daniel
Yes.
Delgado from
Right.
Salamanca, Spain, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Can
I
you?
did.
Thank you. So actually, Danny even knows this. We played this piece with him.
Ah,
Yeah.
great.
But I don't think he has the music with him. It really doesn't matter. We'll just play a couple of notes with him, and then it's.
Then it's time to leave.
Yeah, you have to go anyway. But why don't you just let Danny hear? Come on in, Dan. Why don't you just leave your rucksack here, and you can sit over there on the couch, and then have a listen to how Dirk and I play Stölzel. Remember Stölzel?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so this tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two, two, two. Okay, what do you think of that? Very, very interesting soprano saxophone, and I've got an Italian bell on this. I had this. I've had this for years and years. It's made in Milano by Carson. Carson, I think, doesn't exist anymore, but it was made in Milan, and it's a very conical bell. Much. I never thought that it would work actually. It's just it's a very small in diameter, but we were talking about how it's very conical like the saxophone, and this is a Selmer saxophone that he's playing from 1953. So yeah. So Dirk, let's go on. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Don't forget that sometimes you play autonomously. So I'm going to be starting at the 8th bar after D, and you start at the
8th bar after D. 9th bar. Yes, 1 bar after you.
Yeah, exactly. So 1, 2. Okay, not too hectic. Just relax. Dee da 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 dee da 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 dee. I'm just a trumpet player, you know. I can't play that fast. So let's do it once again. 1, 2. And I added a little bit of a lick there. Da, 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 da. I don't think you can do that. You don't have the same licks as I, but interesting. Okay, that's a little bit of fun, huh? And let's go on. You have to turn the page. Oh, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give it 3 bars. 3, 2, 1. One, two, two. Okay, so sometimes you can add a few slurs into it, and that makes it a little bit more lyrical. Also, otherwise it goes ta 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 ta.
It's prima vista. I'm pretty
No.
happy to play what's
Oh,
written.
you're playing great.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I think this is easy for you.
Yes, it's very easy.
Okay, you make it sound easy anyway. So let's just play through from E to K in the fade out here, and Mike can then turn away when he's got enough.
From
Starting
E to K or
E.
or
Just going
I?
on to the E. I'm sorry, I. I for Isidore.